Evening all, Stephen here, Beerbeard. Happy Friday evening. Welcome back to my living room. Put the Polinsky aside for a moment. Can't smoke it all the time. So back to the old trusty Bayard. And in it I've put it away. So you have to take my word for it. I'm not smoking one of the tobaccos that Mike sent me, because I'd almost forgotten another very, very generous gift from another very good friend, Greg. Waves of Java. So I'm smoking Java. I'd almost forgotten about it, Greg. But I'm back on the good stuff as well. It's all good. Done. I've got so much fantastic tobacco at the moment, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. That's actually the first pipe I've had since last Sunday. I haven't had any results from my scan yet, by the way, so that I went for last Sunday. Still waiting, still waiting. But I've mentioned in previous videos how I suffer. Two of the medications I take cause a very dry mouth. And when I went for the scan last week, I had to have an injection before I went in for it. The stuff that is meant to relax certain parts that beer can't reach. Doesn't stop me trying though. Cheers. And when she gave me this injection, she said to me, you might get some side effects from it. She says most commonly it causes a very dry mouth. I said to her, oh, you know, I already have a very, very dry mouth because of the medications I'm already taking. And I ended up, I tried to be glib about it, and I said, oh, I already have a dry mouth, it's not going to affect me. I ended up with a very, very, very dry mouth. I felt like I was crawling across the Sahara in one of those old World War II films, or one, you know, the shake of the desert, you know. Oh, but when your mouth is really dry, well, you really know it. So yeah. But it didn't really kick into the next day. I mean, last Sunday evening I had a couple of beers, a couple of pipes. Oh, and the next day, it was like the roof of my mouth had been sandpapered. Like the roof of my mouth was sandpaper. Wasn't good. Wasn't good. So, you know, it's taken me this long, but I felt like it tonight. Ziggy spotted a fly. He hates flies. They're enemy number one as far as he's concerned. And because we've had a bit of mild weather recently, so you'd think nearly November that all the flies would be gone, but they've put in a reappearance and he's found one. So he's charging around. Come here, Ziggy. Come here, boy. Come on. Come and say hello to the ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Come on. There he is. Look at that. Who could resist that face, eh? Oh dear. So yeah, still sitting here waiting. You know, I was watching a video by Northwest Pipe Smoker, Tom, earlier. I love Tom's videos. I've subbed to him right from the very start. I love his outlook on life. Fantastic. Like, if you've not subbed to Northwest Pipe Smoker, which I'm sure everyone that's watching this already is, but you know, do go away and sub him. He's fantastic. I'll put a link down below. And I noticed with him, to knock it then. He's always got his pipe on this side, and then every now and again it'll go over here, but it very quickly goes back there, and I'm the same. I know you should move your pipe around, you shouldn't keep it in the same spot because of the damage or potential damage you can do, but this is for me the place, and I have to make a conscious effort every now and again to move it over here, and it's not the same, and very quickly it goes back over there. I wonder how many other people are the same. Have you got a favoured side that you always have your pipe on, or you find you have your pipe on most of the time and you really have to consciously make the effort to shift it? Or are you an ambidextrous, as it were, pipe smoker that can shift it to one side or the other? Or are you Arna Peachy, who will smoke it in the middle? And that feels so alien to me, I can't do it. It's got to be over there. Hey. What have I been doing? I did a little bit of home improvements today. I painted a radiator in my bathroom. Are they called radiators in America? I don't know. Basically, the thing full of hot water that heats your home, I don't know, but we call them radiators here anyway. A little bit of DIY in preparation for hopefully putting the house on sale next year. And normally, because I've done tons of home, I'm not a natural handyman DIY person. So I've done tons of it in the past though. Some fairly big jobs. To say I'm self-taught would be putting a gloss on my abilities. I stumble through, but I've done some fairly big jobs because that's what everyone does, don't they? They turn their hands to it. Carpentry, bit of plastering, the whole bit. Even messing around with electrics, which no amateur should really do. Plumbing, I've done some of that. But I was painting this radiator, and of course, in the past I've always used the traditional method. Tin of gloss paint, brush, slow and steady. Paint your radiator. And then you know what it's like once the winter comes, you put your heating on, that lovely brilliant white gloss that you've slapped on your radiator pretty rapidly assumes a very yellowish tone. And so I thought, I'm not going to do that this time. And I bought myself a tin of spray paint, and it was specific radiator paint, enamel paint, brilliant white, doesn't discolour when heated. Great. I thought, not only will it not discolour, it'll be quicker than painting slowly with that oil-based gloss. For a start, by the time you've actually masked off the rest of the, because this stuff is atomised paint, by the time you masked off the rest of the room with newspaper and masking tape and the floor, you probably could have slapped an ordinary coat on your radiator anyway. The painting itself of the radiator is remarkably quick with a spray can. But there's a skill involved. I've never spray painted anything before. It's a real skill. And it took me till about the 4th coat to actually get the hang of it. Because you've got to get it moving at the right speed. The moment you let it lurk, you build up too much paint, it starts to drip. You move it too quick, you leave places unpainted, and then you have to go back over them. Oh, God. It was not the It was not how I expected it to be, but it's done. So we'll wait and see what it looks like tomorrow. Trouble is as well, the bathroom is quite a small room and it's a solvent based spray, so yeah, I was feeling a bit by the end of it. But you know, I'm not a natural DIY person, a natural home improvements person. As I say, although I've done a lot of stuff. I've built walls, dug foundations, laid decks, the whole works. Which when you think about it, when you're not qualified and you're not professionally trained, you're taking a bit of a risk, but we all do it. If you can hear that heavy breathing, it's not me, it's the boy. I don't think I can move, I can't move this. And as you can see, I've still got my painting trousers on. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'm making a bit of a mess of all of this. My ex-wife was a great one for planning DIY, which I then had to execute. One of the last big jobs we had done when I was still living before we separated, shortly before we separated, was we had our loft converted into an extra bedroom. And as usual, she wanted it all painted white. Now, I've done so much home painting in my time. And I've got brand loyalty. I don't know if I think it may be unique to the UK, I don't know, but we've got this brand of paint called Dulux. Never had a Duff paint of Dulux, go for it every time. I think it's the biggest selling brand in this country, it's fantastic. My wife used to read ex-wife used to read all these home improvement magazines. Dulux wasn't good enough. We only wanted the room painted white. White emulsion is white emulsion. Dulux, good quality paint, that's what I wanted. No. She wanted this paint that you see in all the home improvement mags, you know, Homes and Antiques and God knows what else, Country Life that we have in this country. Made by Farrow and Ball. I mean, you can tell from the name that they sort of got trying to convey this image of paint makers to the gentry. Cost twice the price of any normal paint. Now, that in itself would be bad enough. But I had to paint the room, a big room this ended up being, with this paint. Estate white. It's white emulsion. You look at one white wall, you look at another white wall, what's the difference? But this, because of the name Estate White, was meant to be, as I say, the thing that the aristocracy slap on their stately home. It was like trying to paint with milk. The stuff was so thin, I was trying to use a roller and I was just getting, I think more paint ended up on me and the floor than ended up on the walls. And even when I tried to use a brush, no matter how lightly loaded I did the brush, it was running down my hand and down my arm. Terrible stuff. But there you go. I did it, and shortly after I'd done it, she decided she wanted a divorce. You get a laugh, haven't you? Oh dear me. You know, I hope I don't appear too loony in this video. It may be a combination of all those paint fumes I've been inhaling, plus the first pipe since Sunday, plus the first beer since Sunday. I think I'm a bit away with the fairies, so I better call it a haul. Just check it in. Hope you're all well, and maybe speak to you again tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy your Friday evening. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Cheers. Speak to you soon. Ta-da.